It's something I've experienced, and I assume most of you have as well. That feeling of getting on your favorite game and just kinda wanting the match to end, the quest to be completed, or to reach the next checkpoint. But not for the same reasons that you felt before. Not for the achievement of leveling up your character and getting that next piece of gear, but just wanting to be done, to get off, to disconnect, and take a break from that game. Having the internal struggle of thinking that your next play session will be better and more fun, but a lot of times, that next play session never comes. For myself, gaming has been a huge part of my life for as long as I can remember, playing countless of games over the years and docking hundreds of hours into my favorite games. But it always happens, the day I get on the game and it hits me. Do I still even like this game? When I find myself facing this question, I usually push it off to the side and just try to pretend that it never happened, usually trying to justify it with, oh, that other team just made that game not fun, or I've been playing too long today. This idea of departing from a game can be a hard pill to swallow, especially if it's one I've devoted so much time and energy into. But why does this happen? Why is it that we just can't enjoy a game forever? Even a game like Minecraft, one of my favorite games of all time, a truly endless sandbox with endless possibilities, but yet trying to start a new world today doesn't capture the same magic that it did back in 2012. I still love the game, and I wouldn't trade the time and memories I have for it for the world. But as bad as I feel like playing it sometimes, it just can't do it for me. It's important to realize why we like the games we do to begin with. To start off, I'd like to talk about a psychologist named Paul Bloomberg, a professor of psychology and cognitive science at Yale University, who makes an interesting point as to why we like the things we like in the first place. A video from 2011 has him explaining why we enjoy the things we do, and one of the ideas that he brought up is that of essentialism, the idea of enjoying something based on its deeper essence, or in simpler terms, the way it makes you feel and your beliefs about something. So what does this have to do with gaming? Well, to start off, we all enjoy different types of games, but one feeling for most of us we get from playing these games is the joy it brings us. This deeper essence can be found in many ways. For example, in a game like Overwatch, I love the idea of the heroes and their deeper backstories and lore. This essence and feeling I get from these characters goes beyond just their cosmetics and the way they play. But finding these deeper meanings and understanding of the world makes me more able to identify with these characters and find more pleasure in them. This can also be experienced in the gameplay itself. This deeper feeling that we get from a game when we play is to some degree essentialism. The way we identify with these games on a deeper level is what makes them important to us. That feeling of clicking heads in a game like CS, or finishing a story game that you were super invested in, that can bring forth achievement and a sense of accomplishment that we can't find elsewhere. Most of us are either in the long repetitive grind of school or working an unfulfilling 9-to-5 job. Yes, some people are more invested in these things than others, but me and I assume many of you as well don't feel that same satisfaction that you do when you reach that next division up, after weeks or even months of working towards that goal. But still we find ourselves tiring out on these games that we've become so passionate about. Very often these games have a gameplay loop that we grew to enjoy in the first place. This idea of a gameplay loop, that cycle which a player will go through time and time again while playing the game. This may be something in a game like Minecraft, like going out to gather resources to craft and build and progress through the game, or in an FPS, this loop is defined more often than not than joining a match and competing to win said match. So naturally, as we go through this loop over and over again, it will grow tiresome. Even in an endless game like Minecraft, the game will eventually become stale to the simple fact that this gameplay loop cycle still persists in the same way throughout any playthrough on any given world. So what can we do? Are we destined to lose interest in every game we love? Not necessarily. It's important to remember that too much of any good thing can be bad, and this applies to an entertainment medium such as gaming as well. So even in a game that you love, if you're starting to feel that fatigue for that game, just remember there's a way to rekindle that joy. It might sound counteractive, but it's really important in keeping things exciting. This is the idea of being able to take a break from that game, however long that may be. A week, a month, or maybe even a year before returning. Gaming is a vast medium with hundreds of thousands of games. So take some time to explore some other games and some other genres, and maybe you might just find a new favorite.